Good morning. So today's Wisdom Wednesday is on temptation. And I'm going to just start this video off by sharing with you and being very open. I have fallen into temptation twice this week already, and it's just Wednesday. The principle comes from Proverbs chapter 7. And if you read that Proverbs, it talks about a young man that puts himself in a situation where he gets tempted, does things with a young lady, not his wife, that are very improper. So we'll just leave it at that. So I haven't done that. But um, I'll tell you my story. 2 days ago, we went out for dinner, and we're in Florida right now, and we went out for dinner, and after that, saw a candy store and went into the candy store, and of course, I indulged. Last night after dinner, went to an ice cream place, and of course, I indulged. Now, they were delicious. However, I do know some goals I set this year for me personally, health wise, and they probably didn't include red velvet ice cream and probably did not include a Hershey bar with almonds, although the almonds are good for you, right? But um, what I did, number one, the first problem was putting myself in the place to get tempted. Okay. And while this video is not just about eating junk food, the video is not about what the young man in Proverbs did. The the point of this video and the wisdom I just want to share with you is things that we know we need to stay away from, things that we know we shouldn't be doing. If we put ourselves in a place to get tempted, the odds of us falling to that temptation are really super high. You know, the truth of what we know to do can't just be a skin deep or surface level type truth. It needs to sink all the way in where it influences our decisions, regardless of where we're at. But at the same time, we cannot put ourselves in a bad place. I'll give you another example. I think this will probably speak to more people than the two issues I've already brought up. And I think this affects a lot of people, and that is how we spend time, how we waste time. I hear so many people say they just don't have enough time to get things done. Um, you know, we waste a ton of time. For me, it's easy with social media to open Facebook on my phone and just start scrolling and scrolling and scrolling before I know it, a ton of time is gone. Or I love sports. It's easy for me to get on the ESPN app and start scrolling and reading stories and see what my stupid football team has recently done or not done. But I get sucked into that, and it's a complete waste of my time instead of being productive or instead of being present with what I need to be working on or spending time with the people in my life, right? Those are way more important than anything that's going to be on Facebook or ESPN or Fox News or whatever your news choice is. I just think that's the greater temptation. So, how can we remove those things from where we don't get sucked into wasting time? Those are just some things to think about. But I just want to challenge you today and the rest of this week. What are some things that you find yourself doing or participating in that is not going to help you move forward with your goals? Think on those, and let's think on some ways too that we can just remove those from being tempted in our life and not putting ourselves in situations where we end up falling to the temptation. Hope that makes sense. Hope you have a great Wednesday and rest of the week. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.